Now I'm going to recap the Elite Eight. Then I'll go into more particular details on what happened in the Final Four matches. In addition, I'll go over like the national title match in terms of what happened. I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all the stuff. I'll start on the Georgia side of the bracket and go all the way down, and then go to the Auburn side of the bracket and go all the way up. In terms of the Elite Eight matches, that is. The 1 seed Georgia did defeat the 8 seed NC State 4-1. Now, the 4 seed Texas A&M did defeat 5 seed North Carolina 4-3 despite losing doubles. The 2 seed Auburn did defeat 10 seed LSU 4-1, though it was a little bit hairy when you look back at the scores. The 3 seed Ohio State did defeat the 11 seed Pepperdine 4-0. I'm probably going to go over like the Auburn Ohio State match first. In terms of what happened, it was a straightforward match in general. Okay, so at number 1 doubles, Ava Esposito and DJ Bennett from Auburn did defeat Flora Johnson and Lucian Perry from Ohio State 6-3. But actually, that was the clinch. So the first one was Angela Okotoye and Myrna Rifiat defeated Hefziba Oluwadare and Taya Chavez from Ohio State 6-1. So Auburn got the doubles point 1-0. And number 3 doubles was like a DNF with Karatanova and Ashton Bowers from Auburn, and Sophia Sisa and Natiev and Andre Spencer from Ohio State. I apologize if I butcher any names here. It was like 4-all for that match. Now, number 1 singles, Taya Chavez from Ohio State did defeat DJ Bennett 6-1, 6-0. Number 4, the next one is a number 6 singles. Auburn won that match from Ava Esposito, defeated Alicia Cow 7-5, 6-0. Then number 3 singles, like Angela Okotoye defeated Sophia from Ohio State. I don't want to think about pronouncing that last name again. 6-4, 6-3. And then number 4 singles was Myrna Rifiat from Auburn defeated Audrey Spencer 6-4, 6-2. Yeah, it was a DNF at 2 and 5 singles, and Lucian Perry won the first set for Ohio State against Karatanova to make it like it was 7-5. But then the second set, Karatanova was up 5-3. Now, Ashton Bowers did win that first set against Neo Nishino from Ohio State 6-2, and the second set she was leading 6-5. So Auburn was in good position, to say the least, to potentially win the match. Now I will go over what happened between Ohio State, by the way, was a 3 seed, and then Auburn was a 2 seed. Now Georgia was the 1 seed, and Texas A&M was a 4 seed. And it didn't surprise me what happened in doubles in terms of who won the point. Astasia Lapata and Patricia Pogsteik from Georgia defeated Lucian Perez and Mia Kupris from Texas A&M 6-2. Number 2 doubles, Denise Dealey and Segol Merck from Georgia defeated Violetta Martinez and Iñaka Amari 6-3. And so Georgia won the doubles point. Number 3 doubles was a DNF. And Madong and Anastasia Goreva from Georgia was unfinished against Texas A&M's Darius Mitnikov and Lexington Reed. It was like 4-5. Like Georgia was down. Number 3 singles was the first one to be completed. Georgia won that match from Denise Dillette against Amari from Texas A&M 7-6, 7-3 in a tiebreaker, 6-1. Then Mia Kupras from Texas A&M defeated from Mert from Georgia 6-4, 6-2. Then Emma Dong from Georgia won against Lexington Reed 7-6, 7-1 in a tiebreaker, 6-1. So Georgia needed 1 point to go to the national championship match at home. Let's just say Texas A&M made a push, to say the least. Because Violeta Martinez came back to win against Sofia Rojas from Georgia 1-6, 7-5, 6-3. You know what's crazy is Sofia Rojas was up 4-1 break in a second. If she would have won that match in straights, Georgia would have won. But no, that didn't happen. Then the next result was Darius Mitnikov from Texas A&M defeated Patricia Polksteak from Georgia 6-3, 2-6, 7-5. And then came all down to number 1 singles. Luciana Perez did defeat Texas A&M from Texas A&M. She did defeat Anastasia Lapata from Georgia 6-1, 7-6, 7-5 in a tiebreaker, then 6-3 in the third set. And I would have thought once the Georgia player won that second set, she would have had all the momentum and possibly win the match. Simply, it was not the case. Just crazy result right there. Now, this leads to the national title match between 4-seed Texas A&M and 2-seed Auburn. And obviously both of them played against each other this year when you look at the results. They both split. And you know Georgia doesn't lose at home to not that much anyway in general. Yeah, I mean Texas A&M did lose to Georgia in College Station 5-2, by the way. And against Auburn, they actually defeated them 4-3, but it was at home. But then in the SEC tournament, they did lose 4-1. So now, it was an all-SEC battle. There's no question that the SEC was the best conference in women's tennis this year. I mean, the national champion and the runner-up came from the SEC. And 3 of the 4 teams who made it to the Final Four were SEC teams. Can't be shocked. It was a little surprising what happened in doubles, just to be honest. I mean, number 2 doubles, Angela Okotoye and Myrna Rafiat from Auburn defeated Violeta Martinez and Amari from Texas A&M 6-1. Yeah. And Darius Mitnikov and Lexington Reed from Texas A&M defeat Karen Tanova and Astra Bowers from Auburn 6-1. So it came down to number 1 doubles. Texas A&M actually won that match. Luciana Perez and Mia Kupras defeated Ava Esposito and DJ Bennett from Auburn 7-6, 7-3 in the tiebreaker. You know what's crazy is Texas A&M prior to that match had lost 4 straight doubles points. Still, they won though, despite losing. Now, just imagine when they win doubles, it's even harder to get 4 singles wins possibly. The first result was actually Violeta Martinez at number 5 singles defeated Astra Bowers 7-5, 6-1 in the 6-1 in the second set. Angela Okotoye defeated Ianca Amari from Texas A&M 6-2, 6-2, so it's 2-1 A&M at that point. Lexington Reed did defeat Myrna Rafiat 7-6, 7-5 in a tiebreaker 6-3 in the second set, so 3-1. And Darius Minikov had a comeback win against Ava Esposito from Auburn. 4-6, 6-2, 6-4. Yeah, the other two matches, 1 and 2 singles were DNFs. I mean, Luciana Perez lost the first set against DJ Bennett from Auburn, 6-2, but then she won the second set, 6-2. It was in the third, and it was like 4-3. Luciana Perez was up. And Mia Cooper won the first set against Karatanova against Auburn, 7-6, 7-2 in the tiebreaker. But they lost the second set, 6-3, and it was like 1-all in the third. And it looked at one point, possibly Auburn could have had 4 first sets, maybe even 5 first sets. A&M split with them. And sure, there was like some 3-set matches that Auburn won, that like 2 3-set matches that Auburn won, but they just didn't close them out. And obviously they needed one more 3-set win somewhere. And this is the second national title in 3 years for Texas A&M. They finished the regular season, the season off with a win, with 6 straight wins to be exact, 28-5 overall. Now Auburn, they had their best NCAA tournament run in women's tennis history, and man, that's got hurt to lose in a championship match. Because you never know when your next time you're going to be in the national title match, and they were 37-4 overall. Might as well go over like the Georgia record real fast too. Then I'll go over Ohio State's record, and you guys could look at the other ones if you really want to. Yeah, Georgia only lost 1 whole match all year, and I was in the Final Four. They were 22-6 overall. Now Ohio State on the year, 27-5 overall. Obviously, the transfer portal did open like 14 days ago, and I wish maybe one day there's going to be a change for the transfer portal in this sport. That way it could be like right after the national title match, to be honest. But the transport does last until June 2nd. In terms of entering, granted, you could sign anybody anytime. I already know Auburn's losing one of the assistant coaches to become the head coach at Houston. I already know that. This is parsimony, very reliable source. Now I'm going to go over how many seniors are going to be definitely gone. And granted, some of those players didn't hardly play, and I'll go over how many recruits as well. So Georgia does lose 4 seniors. Granted, 2 of those didn't hardly play. Alexandra Vekic, she didn't hardly play this year. She got banged up in her career and didn't work out. And obviously one of them is doesn't hardly play. But so for sure, 2 starters, that's going to hurt. And they do have 3 recruits coming in. This is pending transfer portal too and all this, I know. Yeah, NC State only has 1 senior on the roster, and they don't have anybody coming in right now. And Ohio State technically has 1 senior, but that 1 senior doesn't really play, so they could potentially run it back in terms of all their lineup. And they have no recruits coming in, and Pepperdine does have 1 senior for sure. I don't know about Faulkner. He doesn't really say Ziva Faulkner on what year she is. It says the TR period. I don't know if it's a 1-year deal or what. We'll see about the roster when we come to that point next year. And Auburn does have DJ Bennett as a senior. That's a loss. Karatanova is a loss as well. That's your top 2. And as Angela Okotoye, yeah, that's a loss as well. So 3 seniors in total are out the door. LSU technically only has 1, but that 1 was really not playing. At one point, she was playing a lot like a few years ago, but not now. And this is like I said, what if they lose players to the pros? Well, Texas A&M, you know what's crazy is one of the better players on the team that was returning. She didn't play at all this year due to injury. Maybe there's another year, and she was a senior. And I know she was honored on senior day, but still, and it's Nicole Kieran. I don't know if she's going to come back next year or if she's going to go somewhere else or decide I'm moving on in general. We'll have to wait and see. It's something to monitor. And I know they do have like one other senior that doesn't really play that much. So it's more like Mia Kupras is a loss, Violetta Martinez is a loss, and Daria Smitkov is a loss. So that's 3 for sure losses in terms of the lineup. Now for North Carolina, you would have thought maybe this could have been the year for them, but to win their second national title, obviously it was not the case. They do lose for like 2 seniors for sure, and like that, but that's our top 2: Reese Brentmeyer and Obi Kajuru. That's really it. And they do have 4 freshmen coming in next year. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens in terms of pros and all that. And I know final rankings going to come out eventually, but I'm going to wait till then. Anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe, and see you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers, ultimate goals, 1,000 more. Some of my discourse like video content really helps YouTube background. Some more people see us, and the videos up as well. Some more people could watch, and if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button for notification bell as well. And I was a little stunned that Texas A&M won doubles against Auburn after all. Look at their struggles. But if they could win doubles consistently, they're very hard to beat. I'm just saying that right now. You would have thought Auburn was favored in doubles and maybe they'd find 3 singles wins somewhere. But that was not the case. And especially when you thought A&M was probably gassed. After back-to-back 4-3 matches, 5 of those 12 singles matches combined were 3-seters. You would have thought maybe they would have run out of energy. They didn't. All the credit to them. I would have not thought that prior to the tournament. Who would have thought anyway Georgia was going to lose at home, let alone in the NCAA tournament? Because you know they were hosting.